Well, hello everyone. This is Ron, and I'm back with you with another episode of Empire Coins and Collectibles. Yes, Miss Empire and I were out gallivanting around looking for coin shops and gold and silver shops, and we found a new one. I think I shared that with you in the last episode. We found Southwest Gold and Silver. This is the business card we showed you last time. Will it focus? There it is. You know, I always have trouble with this. Sometimes it's these cameras are a little bit persnickety. So there it is. And the numbers down there below. This is not necessarily a new business, but it is a new gold and silver shop, our first time going there. And we dealt with David while we were there. And in the last episode, you saw where Miss Empire picked out a coin that she really liked, something that was shiny. It was a silver coin certified by NGC as MS70, and it had a beautifully rendered lion on it. But today, we're not going to be talking about coins. We're going to be talking about some of the silver bars that we bought from Southwest Gold and Silver. And when is a silver bar not necessarily just a silver bar? Well, there's a question you have to contemplate. And before we get to that answer, if you could, please like, share, and subscribe. Help us grow the channel. We're at like 919 right now, and we're approaching 1,000. And when we reach that 1,000 subscriber mark, we will be giving away a certified Buffalo nickel, a beautiful coin. I think it's AU58, been certified by NX. And oh, by the way, I'm going to be sending quite a few more coins over to NX. I've got one order out right now, and I'm excited for it to be processed and shipped back to me. Probably another 2 or 3 weeks before that comes back. But as I get them, I will do the unboxings and share those with you as well. But please share the information, share the news about our channel, and help us grow this channel. All right. So when is a silver bar not necessarily a silver bar, or maybe something more than just a silver bar? Let me change the camera. We're going to look at the tray here. So bear with me while I do that. What you're looking at now are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 silver bars. And that jewel just went out of focus, didn't it? Huh. They have such beautiful patterns on them. I really want you to see and enjoy the patterns that are on these silver bars, but we'll continue in any case. So this is the first silver bar that I'd like to share with you, and I've looked it over pretty good. This right here is some type of hallmark. When you put it under the microscope, it looks like an M, which makes me think of monarch, as in the monarch mint. But if you look at it closely and maybe reorient the bar, it might look like an H. So I'm not sure what it is, but it is some type of hallmark right there. And, you know, I was originally thinking that this was the float pattern as the silver was cooling in that mold. When you kind of bump the mold, it'll set ripples up in the molten silver, and it'll create these flow patterns, and then it will cool and freeze those patterns in the silver. But I'm thinking this is more like a standard mold impression, maybe. You tell me what you think. You'll see others have slightly different renderings, but this is only interesting on this side because of these patterns and that hallmark. But what's really interesting is on the other side, and maybe that's when you'll be able to tell me, when is the silver bar something more than a silver bar? Let's just flip it over. What you're looking at right now is the emblem from the Gadsden Flag. Don't tread on me. And then there is another motto beneath that top motto: live free or die. This is a beautiful rendering of the Gadsden flag emblem. Now, many people think that this is not a good thing, but really when they start propagating information out there that's not based on fact, people get misled. This emblem was put on the Gadsden flag. It had nothing to do with slavery. It was tied into the Revolutionary War. So the phrase, "Don't tread on me," is the motto of the U.S. Army's oldest infantry division or regiment. This is a political slogan, really, from people looking to be independent from Great Britain. So it is kind of a protest statement. The colonists were saying this to the British overlords, if you will, those that were in rule, and they had no representation in Parliament. So it's kind of interesting, the evolution of this motto. There was a gentleman named Gadsden who took this emblem and put it on a flag in 1775. Now, this was during the Revolutionary War. He gave this flag to Essex Hopkins, and he unfurled it on the mast of his flagship USS Alfred that was being used to fight the British. That unfurling was in December 20, 1775. So realistically, this has roots in our freedom, and it has roots at the very beginning of our country when we were looking to create something better than just being a colony. We wanted to create a separate country based on freedom and respect for the individual and individual rights. Really interesting. But you see, it's been used in other areas. It was used as the first Navy Jack of the U.S. Navy. That means the emblem on their flag. It was also, again, as I said earlier, the motto of the U.S. Army's 4th Infantry Regiment. And it actually originated with the first time use as the emblem on the 3rd Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. It was on their flag. So also very, very interesting. And that was during the Revolutionary War. Come forward in time, the Royal Air Force adopted it for their planes and the Air Force that they had over in Germany. They adopted it as the emblem or the motto for the 103 Bomber Squadron. Again, another interesting thing. Most people didn't think about it. Dropping back to the Revolutionary War, there was a city in Virginia. It's called Culpeper. Culpeper stood up a militia, and they were called the Minutemen because they could be ready in a moment's notice to combat some type of emergency. So all this is so very, very interesting. And you can see how this emblem and this motto has been ingrained into our psyche, into our history. Now, the other one, just below the snake, the coiled snake, the other one is "Live Free or Die." And really, this is something that was adopted by the state of New Hampshire as their motto and put on their emblem. That makes it uniquely different from any other state. And really, if you think about it, it is that variation off of what Patrick Henry said, "Give me liberty or give me death." He was attributed to having said this in a speech that he gave to the Second Virginia Convention in March 23, 1776. Pretty serious, isn't it? I would rather live free, but if I cannot live free, give me death. Wow. So we're not talking about things that are bad when you look at this, but a lot of people have been misled. This has the roots of our standing up to totalitarian regimes, no representation and taxation, and no respect of the individual's rights. So a little more powerful. You could say then that this silver bar is something more than simply a 5-ounce silver bar. It is a moment of history frozen in silver. How about that? So when is a silver bar more than a silver bar? When it speaks of our historical past. Let's look at the next one. This one also has a motto on it. And you see it says, "Come and take it." and there's like a cannon over the top of that motto. And now you might think of Charlton Heston and the NRA. He would say things like "Come and take it," or "You'll have to pull my guns from my cold dead hands." Right? I don't know if any of you know that, but you ought to go back and research that on past news clips. He was standing up for gun rights. That's the Second Amendment. Whether you agree with that or not, that's in our history, and that was Charlton Heston doing his job as the president at that time of the NRA. But it's kind of interesting. Come and take it. So where does this come from? Well, it was first used in 480 BC by the Spartan king Leonidas I. And he said this in response to King Xerxes, that was the Persian king, demanding that the Greeks surrender. And of course, he said basically, no, come and take it, meaning come and take the city if you can. We stand in defiance of you. And I think there was a movie about the 400 that kind of references this type of attitude in Greek history when they fought the Persians. So this is not, again, something that was created by some extreme militant group. This has a root in ancient Greek history. It was also used in 1778 during the Revolutionary War at Fort Morris. So this was a statement of defiance to those that would try to rule over people or take them over or run their way of life. So we have 2 points in which it was used in ancient Greek history, 480 BC, and then at the beginnings of the birth of our great country in 1778. It was then used once more, and this is, you can go look this up yourself because it's in Wikipedia and there's other sources that you can check, but it was used once more in the Texas Revolution. Now, yes, Texas had a revolution. They were part of Mexico, and they decided they wanted to form their own country and secede from Mexico, and so they fought a war to gain that independence. But in 1835, before it became an independent state, this "come and take it" was the motto that Texas and those that were fighting for their liberty used. So again, when is a 5-ounce bar of silver, something more than a bar of silver? It's when it speaks to history. And you can look in the historical record and find out where these slogans have been used and make up your own mind. Is it something that is being misused today? Is it something that is being attributed from some other source? Or is it something that has the basis and the origin in ancient Greek history and the history of our own, the beginning of our own great nation? I've said anything that was of interest to you, please comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. And how do you buy silver bars? Do you just buy the generics, or do you try to buy the silver bars with mottos on them that is kind of a point in history, whether it's ancient history, whether it's our American Revolution history, or whether it's things that are going on today that are being frozen in a bar of silver for future people to contemplate. And with that, my friends, take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. All the best. Thank you.